No, I don't work on multiple projects at the same time, with one notable exception. I get ideas for stories, and I know, I have like 3 series going right now. Actually, 2 that are active, one that's basically retired, but at the time, I had 3 series. And I'd be exercising or washing the dishes or mowing the lawn. I'd get an idea for a scene. I know my characters, so they're like, oh, this character says it, or 2 characters, doesn't matter, 2 characters. And then I would, capture it, maybe write it down, jot down some ideas to remind myself of what that was, and then I would email it to myself. Then the next day I look at it. I say, okay, good scene, doesn't really fit with any of these series, just throw it in this folder, good idea folder. Other times I would say, this would be great for Carly and Sergio. Other times I'd say, this could be something that happens in the Gamma Sequence books. And I was working on this character, Jet Thacker, who's got her 2nd book out now. A lot fewer ideas for Jet because she was kind of different from the other 2 series. Excuse me, a lot of allergies working on me today. Now, you could call that, since I'm creating ideas for 3 different book series, you could call that working on multiple projects at the same time. But that's actually not the exception I was talking about. The exception I was talking about was I decided I was going to write a follow-up book to Double Blind. And I started working on it just a little. I just started putting together some ideas. This could happen, that could happen. And it had been, I was working on a medical thriller series, and I really got caught up in those characters. So I wanted to produce more of that, the Gamma Sequence books. And so the sequel to Double Blind sat for like a year. I had like the opening scene, and that was it. And maybe probably not even the opening scene. And I had a few notes, like 5 notes about what might happen in the story. Just basic things, not an outline of major points. Just like, it'd be neat if they had a scene where they talked about how they decorate their Christmas trees. Just little oddball things that I thought would be good for those characters. I wrote the opening scene, like I said, more or less, wasn't even complete, and it sat for a year, almost, maybe a little more than a year. And I kind of was looking through my files, and I said, you know what, if I don't write that sequel now, I'm not going to write it. And so I wrote it. And I actually squeezed it in between 2 other books that I had deadlines for, and that has turned out to be my most popular series, really put the spurs to the horse, and I created a 3rd one for them, and I'm working on the 4th one now. And it almost didn't happen. My best-selling series.